Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Beautiful sunrise there, don't you think? Oh, yeah. It is happening. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think it's going to be a beautiful day. Mm. Oh, yeah. So, going to talk about the Trump cult. Yeah. Going to talk about the Trump cult. Yeah. So, talking about the Trump cult. And, well, the Trump cult didn't start as the Trump cult. It started as the Bush cult about around the year 2002, 2003, thereabouts. And it really kicked into overdrive when W expanded his colonization of the Middle East to include Iraq. And that's when they started singing his praises as though he was the very living embodiment of holiness, because, I don't know, when you kill enough little brown people, you just become automatically holy to these people. So, that was the beginning of the Trump cult. But then, as they were praying and praying to Jesus for Trump to become president for life, something happened. An election. And a guy named Barack Obama became president. And the Bush cult became the Trump cult. Because, yeah, Trump became the leading proponent of anti-Obama slurs. And if you're a Canadian, you may recognize some of these slurs because they are currently used as anti-Trudeau slurs. Born in Kenya, born in Cuba. Is a communist, is a communist. Is a Muslim, is a Muslim. Is gay, is gay. Is married to a drag queen, is married to a drag queen. Yeah. The exact same lies and the exact same threats of ridiculous violence. But the Trump cult successfully got Donald Trump elected and made him the president, and then screamed for him to be made president for life after spending 8 years screaming that Obama was going to make himself president for life, which didn't happen, and Trump cultists seem to forget that part. But they predicted that Barack Obama would declare himself president for life, and then that didn't happen. But their predictions are always 100% accurate. And that's part of understanding the Trump cult. They do not do logic, reason, or actually remembering their previous predictions at all. Ever. The Trump cult. They're not supposed to make sense. And as a result, they do not make sense. But they worship him as a god. And this past weekend, one of his ardent supporters gave him his Reichstag fire moment. Yes, a Trump supporter took 5 shots in the general direction of Donald Trump and hit everybody else except Trump, which is awfully suspicious, if you take my meaning. But no, I'm not going to claim that it's a conspiracy. I'm simply going to go with, for some reason, an ardent Trump supporter, decided to take some shots at Trump, and nobody knows why. And I'm not going to suggest that higher-up Trump supporters paid him and offered him the promise that after the election he'd get a presidential pardon. I'm not going to suggest that at all, because that would just be conspiratorial nonsense. But it is really suspicious, honestly. Yeah, it's suspicious. But then again, everything about the Trump cult is suspicious. But yes, Trump has had his Reichstag fire moment, and he's going to be president because, well, yeah, his fanatical supporters are going to be very, very, very aggressive. And let's face it, Biden is a non-entity. His glory days are far behind him. And yeah, he just doesn't have what it takes. Which is why the Democrats are going to run him again, unfortunately. Yeah. But in any case, the Trump cult. Batshit insanity, absurdity, lunacy, degeneracy on a vast scale, I might add. Yeah. What can you do about the Trump cult? Not a whole hell of a lot, I guess. Hope and pray that a miracle happens and that the Orange Messiah dumpster fire does not get elected. Maybe we will have a Looney Tunes moment and a piano will fall out of the sky on him. That would be nice. That would be very nice. But very highly unlikely. Still, we can all hope. Yeah. But in any case, the Trump cult. Almost guaranteed to take the presidency, and if they do, Trump has already stacked the Supreme Court down there, and he's got a very aggressively anti-constitutionalist bunch of friends who will, I'm quite sure, push for legislation that allows him to be made president for life and to pass on the presidency to his children with no further need for elections, because, yeah, this is the kind of batshit crazy that the Trump cult embraces and endorses. They don't want a president. They want a king. And they want a king who is as classless, tasteless, and despicable as they can possibly find. And they have found him in the Donald. Yeah. Disturbing. Doesn't even begin to describe this batshit insanity. Disturbing is only the first of many words that I have for it. And we're trying to keep this video PG-13 if at all possible, because, yeah. Let's face it. We're talking about an obscenity. There's no need to resort to them. So yeah, the Trump cult. It's a thing, and the people who worship Donald Trump call themselves Christians, but they're not, because they have replaced Jesus with their own toxic orange messiah. And no, there is nothing Jesus-like about Donald J. Trump. He is the antithesis of Jesus. He is the antithesis of everything moral, ethical, decent, and good. He is a monster. And he is a monster who will devour his obedient oblivious, faithful worshippers. And honestly, at this point, I'm sick and tired of their bullshit, so yeah, good riddance. To all you Trump worshippers out there, the Donald is the ultimate face-eating leopard, and he's going to eat your faces. And yes, he may eat the faces of the people you hate, but he's going to eat your face as well, and the faces of your children. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm done. Ta-ta.